Water. Every living thing in the world needs water. Without it, our cities and towns would come to a standstill, and so would we. But it seems so simple to get water. It falls from the sky for free, and then you just turn on your tap, and there it is. In reality, the pure water of the rainfall arrives at your home through the dedication of hundreds of local folks that you know as the Regional Water Authority.
Our story began here at Lake Whitney, just before the Civil War, as Eli Whitney Jr. started a water company to serve New Haven. That company was acquired by the South Central Connecticut Regional Water Authority in 1980. Today, we're able to provide an average of 55 million gallons of water a day to our 400,000 consumers because of the planning of those who built our region's water supply system. Back in the 1920s, construction began on our largest reservoir, Lake Gillard in North Branford. There, in a natural basin between rolling hills, we used steam shovels, trucks, and our own hands to build a concrete dam and create a 14 billion gallon reservoir. Today, Lake Gillard is our region's principal reservoir. Water flows to this lake through a series of tunnels from as far away as Killingworth and Haddam. Yet it's not enough to quench the thirst of our region. In total, to serve all our customers, we must tap more than 15 lakes and 12 wells. To deliver safe drinking water to our consumers, we operate 23 storage tanks, 22 pumping stations, and 3 major filtration plants. One of our greatest responsibilities is to carefully manage 24,000 acres of land to protect water quality. By protecting our water supply from contamination, we also preserve open space land for future generations. And through our recreation program, we're providing scenic views and recreational opportunities to thousands of people each year. Long ago, we recognized the link between water quality and land use. Our woodlands were among the first in America to be managed by scientists through the new field of forestry.
Trees are the best thing to be on a watershed because they don't contribute to any pollution. In fact, they remove it, and they act as a filter and hold water in the ground as a sponge and many other things. These particular trees were planted here to keep the hardwood leaves out of the water. This is called a leaf screen in the terminology, which you'll normally see around a reservoir, to be surrounded with a thin row of evergreens that were usually planted as these were.
We continue to work with researchers at Yale and other universities to better understand natural systems on our watershed. Through science, we carefully manage our forest as a renewable resource, one which provides firewood, lumber, open space, and habitat for wildlife. Our reliance on science can also be seen in the way we operate our water treatment plants and in the way we teach young students about water science.
When we know that water is on the ground, does water go uphill or does it go downhill? Which way does it go? It goes downhill, doesn't it? Water flows when it hits the land, it flows downhill. But
each year, we bring hands-on water science education programs to more than 15,000 students.
And we're going to look at how water drops look and what their shapes are. What we're going to do.
Many visit our award-winning Whitney Water Center. There, a few feet from our very first reservoir, we help the consumers of tomorrow understand a simple truth we learned long ago. What happens on land affects the quality of water in our reservoirs, rivers, and streams.
And it's pulling them apart. Very good.
We know the environmental health of our watersheds is vital to maintaining the high quality of water we deliver to each consumer. That's why we have watershed inspectors.
Well, mainly we go out to commercial sites and check for potential and existing pollution sources. If we see any problems, we try to identify them, and we also inform the businesses that they're on watershed areas or aquifers, and just to be aware of any consequences of pollution can affect the public water supply. We try to prevent pollution mainly because it's easier to prevent it than it is to clean it up, we believe, and I think this is our first line of defense against protecting our water quality.
our security officers are also on the first line of defense.
All officers on this job presently are Police Academy certified. It's the same as any other officer on the street. We just tend to get a little bit more involved in DEP regulations, fishing, hunting, recreation complaints, various types of offenses.
Another position on our first line is staffed by our sample collectors.
What I like best about working with the Water Authority is the variety in my job. Any given day I may be out here streamside collecting some samples that we need to monitor the water quality coming into our reservoirs. I also get the opportunity to visit a lot of homes and a lot of types of businesses where obviously people have concerns about the quality of their water, and we would be able to assist them in whatever their needs may be. The Water Authority takes water from two different specific types of resources, reservoirs and groundwater resources. Specific to the groundwater resources, we maintain a network of 60 monitor wells. And then here, streamside, where we have 50 very similar sites to this where we monitor water quality into the reservoirs. From there, we monitor the water quality consistently through the various treatment facilities out into the distribution system where we maintain a network of 55 sites, ultimately to the consumer's taps.
The South Central Connecticut Regional Water Authority owns more than 24,000 acres of wooded lands, and we manage them very carefully to protect the safety of your drinking water. But there's a lot more that we have to do to get that safe glass of drinking water to come out of your tap. We operate a complex network of pumps and purifiers 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. Let's follow one of those raindrops from the reservoir through one of our state-of-the-art filtration plants. We've invested tens of millions of dollars in our water filtration facilities to treat all of the water we draw from reservoirs. The Lake Gillard facility is our newest and largest plant. It treats much of the water we supply to our consumers. Through this part of our system, water which falls to the ground in Killingworth or Madison may end up serving a consumer in Milford or Orange.
A lot of people think that the water just comes from the reservoir and goes through some pipes and comes out their tap, but we have to manufacture clean drinking water. We have to filter it, we have to disinfect it, and we have to deliver it.
Water sitting in Lake Gillard pours into the intake house and runs through a 6-foot wide underground pipe that carries untreated water into the plant. First, we add coagulants to help our filters remove solids, improve the taste, and reduce odor. Next, the water flows through a static mixer, which rapidly mixes treatment chemicals throughout the water. Now the water flows into flocculation basins, where mixing continues as particles are drawn together. Our water is now ready for the main event, filtration. So it's onto the filters where particles are removed. Next, we use chlorine to disinfect the water and prevent waterborne disease, add fluoride to help prevent tooth decay, and adjust the water to reduce corrosion. Throughout the water treatment process, we collect and test water samples to make certain we're using just the right amount of treatment needed for clean, refreshing water. We're using modern quality control to be sure our process produces high-quality water for you. After filtration, we pump water out into tanks where the chlorine has time to continue disinfecting the water. From the tanks, we pump water through pipes as large as this 48-inch diameter main. As water comes closer to the consumer, it often moves through a series of smaller pipes down to a 6 or 8-inch main, bringing safe, affordable water to your tap. So affordable that a gallon delivered to your home costs only 4/10 of a penny. The Water Authority person you're most likely to see is the person who reads your water meter. Usually, they use a handheld computer to read your meter in seconds from outside your house. Your water use is stored in a portable computer until the meter reader returns to Water Authority headquarters. You can normally recognize our meter readers by their uniform, but even if they're wearing bad weather gear, every Water Authority worker you see in your neighborhood carries a photo ID for your protection. Always check that ID before you let anyone claiming to be a Water Authority employee into your home. Our meter readers are just one very important group of the hundreds of dedicated people who work to keep pure water flowing to you.
Here we are at Regional Water Authority headquarters in New Haven. We're standing a few hundred feet away from the intersection of I-95 and I-91 at Long Wharf. Let's go inside and meet some more of the Regional Water Authority's people.
In our meter shop, technicians perform tests which directly affect each of our consumers.
Our customers could absolutely be sure that the meter that's installed in their house has been thoroughly tested. Not only has the manufacturer tested this meter before we receive it, we also test it again. The meter is tested at 3 rates of flow, a high, low, and intermediate, and a low flow. And they have to be 100% before they leave here. Before the meter leaves here, it definitely has to be accurate.
The personal commitment to excellence of each employee makes the difference between just doing a job and providing outstanding service. Our trucks and earth movers, pipes and valves are the tools we need to keep 1,500 miles of our distribution system in operation, to bring water service to new homes and businesses, and to extend the system as our towns and cities grow. This is the hub of Water Authority operations. It is as technologically up-to-date as the bridge of a starship, and sometimes just as busy. Here we monitor and operate our region's water system. We're here every minute of every day, watching sophisticated computer graphics which show us the level of water in each of our reservoirs, treatment plants, and tanks, as well as the volume of water moving throughout our distribution system. From this control center, we operate the valves, pumps, and treatment plants which send water to your faucet. From here, we adjust and redirect water flow to compensate for increased demand in any part of the system. All you need to do is turn on your faucet. Our top priority is to make sure you always have enough safe drinking water when and where you want it. Our testing starts with samples drawn from wells and reservoirs. Then we keep on testing at every step throughout our system. We even analyze samples from homes and businesses. In our labs, we check thousands of samples a year. Some procedures look for specific compounds, while others assess physical characteristics of the water. Based on those tests, we know our water is of higher quality than required by federal and state regulations. Many of our efforts are supported by information specialists who use an array of computers to manage data ranging from the results of water quality tests to readings from water meters.
We had a meeting on December 14th, last Thursday.
Our focus on quality and service stems directly from our mission as a nonprofit regional agency directed by locally appointed boards. Each town in our region is represented on our Representative Policy Board. The Policy Board elects a smaller group of 5 members to guide our agency. Together, they help us serve our region and our consumers. Here is one way we're working to better serve consumers. It's the Water Authority's Geographic Information System. This lets us keep track of the exact location of each part of our vast system. That may not seem important today, but if you ever need to have one of our crews turn off your water in a hurry, then you'll appreciate our speed and accuracy.
Good morning, Regional Water Authority Customer Service. This is Gail speaking. How may I help you?
Just as meter readers or a construction crew are the Water Authority people you're most likely to see, our customer service representatives are the ones you're most likely to talk with if you have a question. With instant access to account information, like your individual water use and billing, they're often able to handle your call in minutes.
You've just met a small portion of the 300 dedicated employees here at the Regional Water Authority. I'm John Crawford, President of the Authority, and I'm proud of the work that each and every one of our employees does every day to bring you a plentiful supply of clean water. Over the next decade, we're going to be spending tens of millions of dollars to continue to improve the systems and facilities which you've seen for this generation, the next generation, and the one thereafter. We recognize the tremendous responsibility entrusted to the Water Authority by you, our customer. You thought it was just water.